My Lords, I thank the Economic Affairs Committee for its report. The title of the report, Where Have All the Workers Gone?, is intriguing. Neoliberal economists would argue that markets actually don't have shortages if the buyer is willing to pay the appropriate price. However, the report does not advocate higher real wages to address market failures, even though that reduces staff turnover and training costs. The report seems to hanker for an expanded reserve army of labour at low wages and associates higher wages with inflation. This logic is at odds with the current bout of inflation, which is caused by profiteering. Real average wage has actually been unchanged since 2007. And the government itself does not associate inflation with the higher executive pay and bankers' bonuses, so it is surprising why it is not advocating the same for workers in order to relieve workers' shortages. Perhaps the Minister would like to comment on that. The government policies have actually caused labour shortages in this country. With never-ending austerity, millions are struggling to get access to good food, housing, education, clothing, upgrading of skills and healthcare. Deprived people cannot work long hours or fulfill their potential. More workers report sick and have mental health problems, as has already been said by other speakers. So higher disposable income and good public services are key requirements for maintaining and expanding the labour supply. But the government's actually done the opposite. It has cut real wages and access to healthcare. Some 6.3 million people in England are waiting for 7.6 million hospital appointments. That is 1 in 9 persons. Around 2.8 million people are chronically ill and unable to work. More than 500,000 under 35s in the UK are out of work due to long-term illness. An August 2023 study by The Times reported that in 5 years to 2022, some 1.5 million people in England died whilst waiting for a hospital appointment. That is 300,000 a year. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health reported that between 2012 and 2019, government-imposed austerity caused 335,000 excess deaths in England and Scotland. That is nearly 48,000 a year. 1/3 of these deaths were for the people under the age of 65. The government's obsession with austerity, wage cuts, and defunct economic theories has turned the state into a debilitating and killing machine and is a major cause of the labour shortages that we are actually experiencing. Reskilling should be a major issue. Apprenticeships have more or less vanished or are scarce, and fewer people in England are now actually going to universities. They are burdened by student debt of 206 billion. Unlike other European countries, England charges university fees, and that is now deterring people. The government seems to have little by way of any strategy to address these issues. Hopefully the Minister will announce that the government is going to write off the student debt, because it will have to be written off sooner and later. The labour shortages are also deepened by having too many dead weights in the economy. Just to give you one example, the UK has nearly 400,000 professionally qualified accountants, which is the highest number per capita in the world. Nearly a quarter are engaged in what is called tax planning, which is really a euphemism for tax dodges. There is no other word for it. They are well paid to plunder the public purse, but it actually adds very little to the productive capacity of the economy. The high rewards from tax abuse persuade graduates to shun other sectors of the economy. So just think about the huge social cost associated with producing one tax-dodging accountant. There is really a huge misallocation of resources, and this exasperates labour shortages in other industries. So hopefully the Minister will tell us how he's going to rebalance the economies. Labour shortages can also be alleviated by new technology, but there is chronic underinvestment in the UK economy. It has fallen from 23% of the GDP in the late 1980s to around 17% from year 2000 onwards, compared to 20 to 25% in other major industrial economies. In the OECD League table of investment, the UK occupies the 35th spot out of 38 countries. Private sector does not invest enough because people don't have enough purchasing power to buy goods and services, which it might actually produce. The public sector these days is more about handing cash to footloose corporations rather than directly investing in industries. There was a time when we had an entrepreneurial state. It directly invested in new industries and created information technology, aerospace, biotechnology, and other industries. But these days, we just give cash away and nothing is actually really created. So to sum up, my lords, I would say that the government policies are a key reason for labour shortages. We cannot really alleviate them with further doses of neoliberal policies, which oppose higher wages, better public services, and the creation of new industries. So hopefully the Minister will tell us that the government is going to change all its policies. Thank you.